Welcome to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting Show. Two more game ones here for the conference semifinals. Looking at the Western Conference game on Monday, and this one got the Nuggets and the Thunder. They're going to be playing after the Celtics and the Knicks. Also have an episode about that game with matchup data, insights, everything you need for both of these series. So make sure to subscribe to that channel. Don't miss any of the stuff we're bringing you moving forward here. Really good day on Monday. Sunday rather. Would have been an awesome day. But then Brandon Pajemski happened. So maybe I'll learn my lesson and stop freaking betting on him as he went 0 for 900 from 3 in this game. 1 for 900, excuse me. But like I said, still made money, 1.6 units up, still up about 5 units here in the playoffs alone, about 40 on the season. Feeling good about all that. So go ahead and give this video a like and let's jump right into everything. Quick reminder, if you do want to jump into the VIP, get 50% off your first month. Kind of a nice way to come in, trial it out and see if you like it. Use code Davion, still rocking with my guy Davion Mitchell as the code there. 50% off for the first month for those of y'all that want to come in. Don't miss any of the bets that I'm putting down, right? Looking to give you guys insights and help with the bets that you want to make in these episodes. And then hope that if anybody wants to come in and tail what I'm doing, you can jump into the VIP. Plus, we got the VIP guest cappers in there as well. Some really nice MLB bets that I'm proud of as well in there. So if you want to jump in, use that code. But let's get into these game one notes here and what we got to talk about for this series. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, the 4 games that they played, like barely, if at all, help us out. Like they really don't help us, other than I was able to gather what the matchups are most likely going to be in these this game one here. But other than that, like there's no games where all the starters played the whole game. There was one game where all the starters played. It was like March 9th, but Aaron Gordon got hurt in the first 7 minutes of the game after having a really nice start to the game, by the way. Then got hurt, came out. I think they might have won that game. No, they lost that game. And they won the next one because they played 2 in a row. But the key matchups in this one are going to be, to me, these are like the top 3. Obviously, Brown on SGA. Is he going to be able to limit him? They did a pretty good job on him during the regular season, but at the same time, they were never fully healthy and really, like, he didn't even have to play full minutes in some of these games as the Thunder won by a decent amount in the games that they won in this series. But another key matchup on the other side is going to be Chet on Gordon. I don't think Chet can guard Gordon. We might even see some J-Dub on Aaron Gordon, but he's going to, once again, kind of like he was in this Clippers series, going to be the X factor to me is Aaron Gordon. And if Chet is not big enough girth-wise, let's say girth-wise, in terms of strength, then I don't think I think Aaron Gordon's going to have somewhat of a field day in this one. If he can get 15 to 20 points per game in the series on average, 5 rebounds or so for Aaron Gordon, he's going to be a menace in a way that's really going to help out this Thunder offense. And then the other one is going to be Chet on offense and Michael Porter Jr. on him, because we saw Aaron Gordon guarding J-Dub, Jalen Williams. And we'll talk about that here in a minute as we go over the matchups. But that's going to be a key one, because I don't know about y'all, but I do not like Michael Porter Jr. to be able to limit Chet. We are seeing Chet's stuff a little bit juiced to the over. I think there's some expectations that if he is guarded by Michael Porter Jr., he's probably going to have some success. Getting into the matchups here with Denver on offense to start. And I mean, this is pretty much what you'd expect. Lou Dort, the best defender for OKC, going to be on Jamal Murray. Did a pretty good job in the first 2 games. And then Jamal did have 1 good game against this team. SGA on Brown, and then J-Dub on Porter, Chet on Gordon. Everything's pretty much standard, right? And then Hartenstein and Jokic. I didn't mention them as a key matchup because I kind of thought that one was the most obvious, maybe. Is Jokic going to be able to do his thing against Hartenstein? And more importantly, is he going to be able to do his thing against a defense that's going to be keyed in on him? Other side of the ball is interesting because you got Brown on SGA, and I don't think anybody who knows who Christian Brown is and who also knows who Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is thinks that that's a great matchup. Again, SGA went under 30 most of this series, except for 1 game in the games that he played against them. So there is a shot that Brown has, and this is going to be a team effort for sure to guard SGA. Then you're going to have Murray on Dort. That doesn't do much for me. I mean, Dort should be open for catch and shoots because this Denver defense is bad at limiting catch and shoots. But Murray, not like the easy. It's not like it's just going to be a field day for Dort in any way. And then Gordon was on J-Dub. It was only that 1 game that they all played, and he got injured pretty quickly. But he was on J-Dub because they don't like MPJ on him, which makes complete sense. You cannot leave Michael Porter Jr. on J-Dub. You'd probably need to start somebody else if that was the case. So if you put him on Holmgren, we'll see how it goes. I don't know. We're going to see if Adelman is able to sort of like mess with the lineups at all, because if Michael Porter Jr. starts to get worked by Holmgren, I don't know that you can keep him on the floor, and that's a big problem because he is going to be he's still the best shooter out there outside of Murray that they could possibly want. So if he's not out there, they're going to be struggling on offense a lot more. As always, going to be using Props Madness on the show, the #1 sports betting research tool around for all things player props in the NBA. and the WNBA when we get to the ladies in the summertime. But go ahead and use code LYB. That's the way to get 25% off your first month when you do jump in, to use this to get your bets as well. Or you can use this to get 7 free days if you want to trial it out first, see if you like it. Use code LYB when you guys are in there to help you out with Props Madness. And let's go ahead and look at what I'm looking at here for this game. And I'm actually going to start on the Denver side. That's where I really like to start for this. And I also want to keep in mind, as I say with any game one in a 7-game series, let's see if there's some stuff that we can't project that happens. Like, let's not go crazy and just start throwing down a whole bunch of different bets in game one of a series. It's often helpful to see how things play out a little bit more first. So we're going to get some bets down, but not a ton. And the first one I want to look at is an under for Jamal Murray. I mean, if you look at the points and assists for him head-to-head against this team, under in the first 2 pretty cleanly, despite playing 38 and 42 minutes, which is about what you expect him to play in this game, right? It's playoff time. He's a 38 to 42 minute a night guy. In the last game here, didn't have Aaron Gordon in this one. This was the game 2 after they played lost on March 9th. He then played the next day on March 10th, another 40 minutes. Got 34 points. This was a big one for them. We could tell. But here's the thing, man. Like, this team just played a really tough series. Let's just call it that way. Like, it was a bloody series against the Clippers. And now it's 2 days later after that really emotional Game 7 win. They got to get on the road, go to OKC. Way below sea level as opposed to way above sea level like in Denver. I don't like them to be able to handle this game. So let's go under on the 26.5 PA for Jamal Murray. That's a bet that I'm going to be looking to play tomorrow when I start to get these bets down. The 2 guys that I am looking to go over on are 2 guys that, in addition to Aaron Gordon, I think are going to be a big X factor in this series. That starts with this guy, Christian Braun. If you look at him head-to-head, really good numbers on the points against this team, and I'm buying into it because if you watch the shots that he's taken, he's generally pretty open, as OKC does a good job of making sure that Murray, Jokic, even MPJ aren't left open out on the 3-point line, and for Jokic, anywhere for that matter. He's always got 1, maybe 2 guys on him wherever he goes. But Christian Braun is not quite the same, all right? If you see SGA, he will help off of Christian Braun. Braun's going to go down to the corners a bit more. This team is in the bottom 5. You can see right here, they're 30th, limiting corner threes over here, 22nd, limiting corner threes over here. That is going to be where Christian Braun gets a decent amount of shots, only 7% during the regular season. But he's going to continue to be a spot-up guy and playing a little bit below the break, as we say, as opposed to up here above the break. He is going to be playing a little bit lower a lot, waiting for that spot-up shot, right? And that's going to be a big reason why he's going to be available. Plus, they're going to need him to keep the transition going. It's like him and Russ that are really capable of getting out into transition, leaking out, and then catching those long passes from guys like Jokic to get them in position for easy buckets, right? So Christian Braun, that's one guy I am looking at over on the points for that reason. And if you look at Russ, it's going to be a similar thing for Russ. Now, the better look, if you look head-to-head so far, is going to be rebounds and assists. But before we get into too much with Russ, I do want to mention, like, he has really good-looking numbers against this team on the RA. The points don't look as good except for this one where he had 29 and 32 minutes. This was without both Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon. And that's what I want to bring your attention to with Russ, is that anything outside the rebounds and assists right now is a little bit scary for me when you consider how good this team is at limiting stuff like that, and the fact that his good numbers came and big minutes came when guys like Aaron Gordon were missing entirely, right? And that got him in the game a little bit more. So I think Russ is still good for about 25 to 30 minutes per game in this series. I do think he's going to need to come in, be the athlete that they don't really have outside of him to a degree, Brown and Aaron Gordon, be that athlete that they need to sort of like get up and hang with these really quick, fast guards that are playing for OKC. So if we get him, let's look at the minutes for him for a minute and put him at about, like I said, 26 to 30 on the season, see which one of these stats looks kind of best for him. So if we give him 26 to 30, very conservative, he is at a really nice points prop, over in 15 of 17 at 15 a game. The assists at 5.8 per game. And that was one thing that he did really well against this team. If you look at him even in higher minutes, 5 assists, 6 assists, 12 potentials, 16 potentials, double-digit potential assists, and he's only at 3.5. So I also like those, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't like the boards too. Like, I like it all. So if you want a PRA, you want to do a little bit of a parlay for Russ, I think he's going to be in there for a good amount. Like I said, 26 minutes does seem like at least what he should be playing in this series with the amount that they're going to need his athleticism. Same goes for Christian Braun, who's probably pencil him in for another 38 to 42, like he's been playing all playoffs. And so he's going to be important as the SGA defender, should be getting some open shots. Those are two guys I'm really going to, like, two of the only guys I really feel comfortable targeting with the way that their props are in game one and the fact that I don't think the Nuggets are going to be winning game one. The two guys I really want to bet on for OKC are going to be J-Dub and Chet. Again, these are two guys, though, that I want to kind of see how things play out because of the matchups, right? Both Chet and J-Dub. And it's going to be either Aaron Gordon or MPJ, right? We talked about that at the top. I think Aaron Gordon is going to be on J-Dub. I don't know how you put Michael Porter Jr. on him. But if Chet starts just eating Michael Porter Jr. alive, then maybe you have to look at a switch, or now you got to look at bringing Russ on to guard one of those guys because clearly MPJ is not up to the task. So if that, it's like, I want to bet on both Chet and J-Dub, especially J-Dub, even though he has the Aaron Gordon matchup. Now, Aaron Gordon didn't play in these games, right? Like if you look at these two right here, Aaron Gordon was missing in this game, and then Aaron Gordon was played 7 minutes in this game on March 9th. So it's not like you can really bank on these numbers right here. Just be like, well, look how awesome he was when he actually got minutes against this team, right? Game 1 played 34, had a kind of a bad game. That was October 24th. So it's like the first game of the season. You kind of give him a little bit of a benefit there. And then the last game played 14 minutes and still had 20 PRA in 14 minutes because he was just out there to just start and then come out after they started losing on the back-to-back there. So I think he's still probably good for about like 30 PRA for sure. I think this number is still low for him. Again, I might not be betting on him or Chet just yet to see how Adelman and the Nuggets deal with the matchups, but those are two guys that I feel good about taking overs in this series in general. And that's all the time I have for you guys in this one. Hinted in the other episode that we're going live tomorrow. We're looking to make this happen probably about 3 p.m. or so. Had a great show on Sunday with you guys looking at some of this Cavs stuff as well as that Rockets game as well with the Dubs. So hope to see you guys there. Go over some of this stuff for both these games. And until I see y'all next, happy betting.